to the Insider Show, brought to you by College Baseball Central, bringing you 90 feet closer to the greatest show on dirt. Now, here are your hosts.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the College Baseball Insider Show. Joined as always, Quentin Mills, presented by College Baseball Central. What's up, Q?
I'm sweating at 9.5 here at 2 in the afternoon. And two offenses, one starting to get it going, one has got it going all season except for today. So that's always fun to start the early sweats.
So, as some of you may know, I'm out in Las Vegas covering the Live Like Lou Classic that will feature Auburn, Oregon, Arizona, UC Irvine, and Vanderbilt. Not the Auburn Tigers, but they're on my mind because Jake Marciano may be this year's best ace. We'll see. We'll get into that and more, but let's start by reminding everybody, if you have not already, go join the clubhouse. collegebaseballinsiders.com/clubhouse. This supports the website, the starting pitchers, all the research and analysis that we put together. We've got Big Blue Nation in the house this morning. For me, it's 11 a.m. BBN in the house. Go Cats. Jackson Jelkin, certified stud.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I know it's early in the season. Week 2 in the books. Week 3, Sean Alvarez. I'll be seeing
two OGs in the house. They don't miss a show.
So, okay, let's get right into it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not put together all the matchup previews this time, but we're going to go through our site because Nick has been grinding away, getting all the new analytics for the 2026 season implemented into the model, and it did well last night as Hawaii was projected to win by 5. I believe that's exactly what they won by. Arizona State, Mississippi State, obviously already underway, and it was close early, and then Carlone got pulled, and Mississippi State hits a 3-run home run. I think now it's 7-1, but
7-1, yep.
Yeah. Arizona State kind of surprising me. They're now the short shot, I believe. We'll see after this weekend to win the Big 12, but I think Arizona State is a solid team, especially when you're looking at the Big 12. But is this more of an attribution to how good Mississippi State is that they're taking it to Arizona State right now?
I think we're starting to see Ryan McPherson and the bullpen have their first opportunity to really prove themselves, and it's going well. You know, and I don't want to discredit them. I got to see it all tournament. If they do this all tournament, then I think they're for real. If they do it against Arizona State and kind of get shaken up a bit tomorrow, then I think I got to see it a little bit more in the SEC. And that's nothing against these teams in the tournament, but you got to see consistency to make it this far. And, you know, we're seeing a good litmus test right now. And let's just, you know, if you're Hail State, let's hopefully it holds. But I think you're also seeing, like you said, Willie Bloomquist is starting to put something really good together in Arizona State. Now, you say they're the short shot for the Big 12. Is that because they're that good or because the Big 12 is down in terms of TCU, what we've seen so far and some other teams? I think both can be true at the same time. And so I think we're going to kind of be at a big wait and see.
More OGs in the house. Bucket.
Love it, Bucket.
Cole Conlon, welcome back. Bucket says, I think we're seeing how good Mississippi State is. If I said that right.
Cole's always OG. I love the kid. Saw us out in Omaha. I expect to see him out there this year. So.
Next up, as I try to get some beef jerky on my stomach, that was not chaw. Dax Whitney coming off a 18 strikeout performance last week?
16, I think. Yeah, but nonetheless, who's counting?
Apparently not me. Taking on Houston. Houston probably most notably for the upset win on opening day against Wake. Do you think Oregon State's offense picks up the pace a little bit and they get this win?
I thought they could have done it last week, and I saw the same week 1 offense. I mean, maybe. Houston's played really well. I think they've pitched pretty well in terms of what they did last year to this year. And they have, more offensive bats. I think this Houston at plus 160 definitely deserves a look. I'm not saying Oregon State's going to lose the game, but last year's Oregon State team, it's a no-brainer. I'm taking them. This year against this Houston team, I got to sit there and think about it, and I got to dive deeper. I wouldn't hate somebody that took plus 160 if you got a plus run line. It's not the worst. Highlight the new features. This is new for us. I don't think we've done it yet on the show. So if he's not clicking on this anything, guys, he's just hovering over, and you see
projected margin Oregon State by 2.7. It's hard to think that Oregon State's going to score 7 runs, but
it's very hard.
There's a lot of good matchups. This one in Frisco. There's another tournament down in Houston that's got a lot of good teams. You've got obviously Globe Classic. Yeah, I think Arlington, this is one of the best weekends to be there. They just continue to stack really good team after really good team. I'm really excited about that Virginia Tech game tonight. We're going to see if
it's a big test for both teams.
Texas A&M is good.
Yeah.
I think Mississippi State. I thought this would be a good test for Mississippi State, and they're passing right now with flying colors. But staying in Globe Life, let's talk about this UCLA Bruins team because they took it to TCU last weekend. The pitching staff was going to be a question mark. Tennessee did not look good this past weekend. Is this going to be evident again of a first-year head coach struggling? I don't know. I think we know Tennessee's got the talent. Tegan Kuhns looks like he's suitable for a Friday night ace spot.
Yeah.
Henry Ford is a stud. He's going to hit a lot of home runs in Lindsey Nelson. But are they going to lose their way a little bit, kind of like Mike Early's team did last year?
I think we're going to find out what Tennessee is tonight. I think if they bounce back from losing to Kent State, and no discredit to Kent State. Kent State's one of the better mid-major programs out of the MAC. I thought they played very well, as poorly as Tennessee played. It's still a tough place to play. They still beat a good team in the SEC. So no shots taken away from Kent State. But when you're looking at this matchup, right, if you're Josh Elander, this is your team's litmus test. Can they bounce back from a tough series loss against the number 1 team in the country? If you're UCLA, this is another big test. Can you sweep TCU, who we're a little concerned with? How good is TCU? How down is TCU? Now you're playing an SEC team. Can you replicate that and continue success similar to last year, or are you going to drop a ball in your first game back? You already dropped the midweek. Obviously, you bounce back, you win 1. But this Tennessee team's no slouch. Like you said, they're very talented. To be determined on both teams. I think you're going to see a lot about both teams' performance today.
I think the projections have Tennessee favored by a run and a half. And I think a lot of that is Tegan Kuhns and the pitching staff for Tennessee. I think they're just better.
Offensively, you got to give UCLA the edge, though, especially in that bigger ballpark. I think they have more dudes.
But also in that bigger ballpark, pitching is usually what wins you the game.
That's fair. Yeah.
So that being said, I'm split on it. I think UCLA wins, but the projection has Tennessee, and I don't want to fight that yet. I've still got to wait and see. I know it's still a small sample size, but
here's an interesting game.
Analytics guy. This is
one of the.
I had Arkansas in UT Arlington, but I took it off because if Arkansas doesn't score 10 runs a game for the next 3 days, they're done. Iowa, Alabama. And if you looked at our chart of the quadrants, Iowa has an offense. If you have not paid attention, we know Alabama does. You've heard of Justin LeBron. He's pretty good. I think this game flies over. The site projects this at 13.5 runs.
This is where
a line out there for 11.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 11.
These are 2 good offenses. Pitching staffs, they're okay. But I think that's an over game. Playing in Frisco.
So with these for the Texas and the Vegas, like when you're playing these over and unders, I think you have to obviously account for the teams with the weather. It sounds like it's actually going to be pretty tame, which I think bodes well for the over. I think Warren Nolan had this 6-5 Alabama. Obviously, we had 8-6. The low end covers the line. I'm good with that. I think you're getting anything above is good money. So I like that play with you. I also think Alabama wins. It's weird because Iowa has pitching for the last 3 years and no offense, and then they've completely flipped to where now it's all offense. Tyler Graham gets rocked. What, 8 ERA, 9 ERA?
9 ERA, 8.78 for Tyler Fay.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't looked really that great either. But, man, I look at, like, Justin LeBron and some other guys, Torres at third base. Like, those are some dudes that can hit. And if I'm Tyler Graham, I'm afraid to face that.
So I missed this comment by Crutch. Marist was on the screen when we were talking about Tennessee and UCLA. Roll damn ball foxes. And then Todd said, who is each of your best bets today and tomorrow for this weekend's lineup? I like Clemson a lot because of USC Junior. That's funny.
That's funny.
We're gonna have
That's a tough program. I don't think Pulmonary survives this year. That's not a bold take. I think it's an accurate take. If we're strictly limiting to only this card, what if you give me Alabama -1.5 for today? If you're talking about a series, I think Florida money line 2 out of the 3 is the play because I think you're going to get a good number.
So I will get to mine in a minute. The one that didn't make this card that I'm on is Florida Gulf Coast. If you saw my Twitter, I got a -150. Evan Dempsey, 2A player of the year. He's on the mound. I love them in this spot. I think Boston College, like I said on VSiN this morning, they're still thawing out. So let's roll with Florida Gulf Coast.
That's a sneaky team. They can rake the ball.
They can. 135 weighted runs created plus 059 Sierra for Dempsey. Stud. All right. Ole Miss, Steven Stahl versus Hunter Elliott. Ole Miss and Baylor down in Houston. I think this could be all Ole Miss. I would not be surprised if – I mean, the site has it, -3.5 for Ole Miss. So
I think it could be
more to what I'm thinking. But I think Hunter Elliott is going to cool off this Baylor offense. It kind of got off to a hot start, mainly because of Tice Armstrong's 3 Grand Slam game. But a little skewed on the weighted runs created, but still, I think Ole Miss is just far and away better. And that led me to putting together a Aces We Can Trust list. And I've got Jackson Jelkin of Kentucky, Hunter Elliott of Ole Miss, Dax Whitney of Oregon State, Jake Marciano with Auburn, Jackson Flora with UC Santa Barbara, Aiden Canuck with Clemson, and Gabe Gackle for Arkansas, especially piggybacked with Cole Gibbler. I think it's going to be really hard to beat that team on Fridays. But those are your 2-3 parlay pieces that you can put together that I feel comfortable with right now. Now, there's other guys that are still good aces out there. I just am not completely sold yet on whether or not they're going to be like this is a reach, but Paul Skeens and Rhett Lauder, where you can just confidently say, all right, I'm plugging this in. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't realize too, Elliott got rocked for 4 or 5 earned runs last week. So, a guy who's as successful as he is, he's due for a prime breakout spot in a big league stadium. It's kind of their bigger games there. Like, you tell me you put him on a bigger stage, he doesn't rock out tonight, you'd be a fool.
So Clemson and USC Junior, as Todd said.
Wasn't Gunther their closer?
I don't know. South Carolina has completely fallen apart.
I can't tell who's the closer, who's the starter. The Maneri experience.
I don't think Maneri stays long. 7.88 ERA. Aiden Canuck, not the sharpest. I know he's got a 0 ERA, but only throwing 8 innings through 2 starts. Are they going to stretch him a little bit longer?
I think
that's kind of the biggest question mark for me. Strikeout rate is really good, but I need to see him shove. I know I added him to my Aces We Can Trust. The site only has a -0.5 run. So maybe some home field advantage coming in play for the Gamecocks. It is in-state rivalry.
Clemson owns the series.
They may come up a little bit, but I still think Clemson's a better team.
I do too.
All right, so the big one. You've been waiting on it. I've been waiting on it. I'm on Miami, money line, minus 130. And that's not a fade on Q. That is a fade
I think it's the play.
Liam Peterson. Coincidentally enough, though, I think Florida wins this series. I mean, it's going to go Miami, Florida, and then that Sunday game. I think it's a coin flip. I wouldn't be surprised if Florida comes out swinging and Miami kind of lays an egg.
I can tell you who's going to pitch in that game. It's going to be Cooper Walls and Tate Darius.
I think the biggest thing right now for Miami is they look legit. And, could it be just early season caught fire, kind of like Arizona State did, and then you get exposed by the SEC team? I don't know. Liam Peterson hasn't looked the sharpest. His Sierra's not that good. I would feel better about backing him if maybe the under the hood numbers were better, but they're not. I mean, he doesn't have the Friday night stats that you would need to see out of an SEC team.
It's weird because Aiden King does, and he's your Saturday guy. And I think that gives Florida an advantage. When you can throw an ace on a Saturday and Liam's more of a Saturday. I will say this, though, and I'm please somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, but I could be. Liam actually did pitch pretty well against Miami last year in this game. This is the game that Cade Curlin goes down with a shoulder injury in the second or third inning. Florida ends up winning the game, I believe, 6-3. I could be something similar to that, 6-4. They have owned the series. That this is the best Florida offense we've seen since 2023. They're going to lose a game. Both teams are going to lose, right? Like, does Miami's luck run out? They've won 2 or 3 games in the 9th inning where they've put up 5 and 7 runs. Like, at some point, that luck's got to run out. I'm not saying it's going to be tonight, but I think in the series overall, it's going to run out. I think it's going to be a 2-1 series, Florida.
So this one just sad, this next matchup, because I thought we, looking ahead in the preseason, I had this one circled. You got who I thought was going to be like Luke Harrison versus Cam Flukie. It's Ruger Riojas. He's been really good. Coastal dealing with injuries, man. It sucks. Luke Jones going to get to start.
Do you want to know bold take?
Texas. What's the bold take?
I think Coastal could win this game outright.
No way. I don't
So Texas the last few years has kind of struggled in this exact tournament. Now, granted, this team to me is bulletproof. I'm assuming last year 6 innings pitches probably Liam's.
Yeah.
So he pitched pretty well. But Texas has sort of underperformed in this tournament, to my knowledge. Coastal is a team that is reeling for a big-time performance. And, our side has it. Everybody's, whether you're on Twitter, is like, oh, Texas has us in a bag. Tell me this would be the most Kevin Schnall and Coastal thing to find a way with Luke Jones, who pitched very well last year in big spots. He pitched against Clemson and shut them down. Tell me Coastal couldn't keep this game tight and or potentially upset them. You can tell me not. They can't.
I don't think so.
It's a trap game to me, I feel like.
Bucket says I totally agree Coastal can win this game.
Bucket knows ball.
Bucket does know ball. And
this isn't a shout-out like Coastal's better. This is like you catch Texas in a down spot. Coastal needs a massive performance. They play up for their dudes.
I don't know. I'm high on Texas. I thought Texas
for sure. So am I. They're one of the most complete teams in the country.
Make it to Omaha, win the national championship. I think they have it all. And there's going to be a ton of Longhorns fans there.
They're going to lose a game. They're going to lose a game. They're not. This is not Bobby Knight coaching. They're not running the floor, running the table. At some point, every team loses.
There you go. We're back to being split. Crutch said, "Can they win? Sure." But I think Texas takes care of business.
I think the Crutch logo should be Coastal's logo.
Oh, that's terrible. All right. Last but
not next
least,
to it, yeah.
Virginia Tech, Brett Renfro, Shane Sadeo. A&M looks good. I know it's early,
like a unit.
but like Mississippi State, Tennessee, Georgia, A&M. These were all question mark teams for me coming into the season, and they all look good.
This was the team we thought was going to be last year.
Yeah.
The carefree, the dudes are just mashing home runs, like having fun Aggie baseball. And we're finally seeing that. And maybe early's like, to hell with it. Let's just go out and play ball.
Probably because the pressure's off of them.
Yeah.
You go preseason number one.
For sure.
Like consensus preseason number one. So
Renfroe hasn't had the best season, and I'm afraid that he's all Virginia Tech has. Like, if he gets chased out in the 5th inning, A&M is just going to jump all over this bullpen. They hit the ball too well. They've done it all season long, and that's what scares me. This game could get out of hand.
You think this game can get out of hand, but you think Coastal is going to beat Texas?
I think Coastal's probably overall a better team than Virginia Tech.
I think so when they're healthy. Virginia Tech, though, burned me on that Brett Renfroe start and then turned around and won the series against Rutgers.
Yeah, where they lose like 16-1. Something. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah. But I was listening to the coaches' interviews before, and I think as far as like top to bottom, this weekend, the Arlington teams are some of the best competition you're going to get.
This is probably the best weekend of the tournament history.
And I like that it's mixed. So like opening weekend, it was just Big 12 and SEC. Now you kind of get a feel of everybody. And
yeah, I like it.
Big 12's represented, ACC, SEC.
It's kind of like a mini tournament, like mini Power 4 tournament.
This is like College World Series.
Do you know, you've been there, I haven't, so I haven't talked to anybody, and I know I'm probably killing time, but are these invite only, or do these teams put in bids to be in this tournament?
I don't know.
That's a good, I'd be curious to know that
invite.
question.
Like, I know Arkansas has a long-standing invitation to be there.
Yeah. I know certain ones. But, like, I would love to see, like, North Carolina in that tournament. Just an absolute dog. NC State would be another good one. Just such a grimy team. And nothing against Tech. I'm just curious how that process folds out.
So the late game tonight, this one is really, really interesting because Arizona's looked so bad. But would it shock you if Kremkowski figures it out and throws a gem and they beat Oregon?
Jensen Lewis asked me about this today. So he now he was a little more broad. He was like, you can get him just to make Omaha 80-1. They have the pitching. Like, there's no question about that. They've been in every game they've played. The problem is they can't hit the ball at the infield. If they could figure it out in the Big 12, like there's obviously they're not even in play. They could win the Big 12, catch an easy bid, and like somehow find their way like one of those 2024 Floridas or like 20, NC State teams that you're like, oh, this team's a dud three, and they make it.
Thanks, Todd.
Yeah. I think you put a couple dollars on 80-1, right? You got an 8-team chance for a team that all they need is a couple bats.
Yeah, last year I was out here for this tournament and it was weird. I think it was Texas Tech, Texas. I'm trying to remember who else. But like I remember Texas Tech really struggled and then they had like one explosive game.
Yeah.
Jared Spencer pitched really well for Texas, and that was kind of the first time I started buying into the Longhorns last year.
I remember I think
who else was out there.
Texas hang a 20 spot on somebody last year in this tournament.
It's a fun tournament. That ballpark is super nice, and I think the common theory is that the ball flies because of the thin air and wind, but wind's blowing 5 miles an hour right now. It has gusts up to 8. That's not enough to like swing a total.
It was over city last year though.
It was 11.5 earlier. Now it's up to 14.5 in this Vandy game. Projections 5-5. Like Trevor Hansen and Connor Fennell. Do you really think that that this game is going to turn into a shootout with those two on the mound?
No, not this specific matchup. No, I don't. I think it's inflated because of Vegas. These are two offenses that they may have a game or two where they put up runs, but they don't. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Noah B's on it. Who is
it's not wrong. Yeah,
step up?
I don't know. There isn't. There is no. Noah's absolutely right. There's nobody that obviously steps up, and that's part of your issue. Last year they had a couple guys. Vandy, I mean, I got to see more.
Vanderbilt looked terrible the opening weekend in Arlington, and then kind of turned it on. Their offense looked formidable. I think Barcy did travel with the team. I don't know how much he's going to play this weekend, but I think getting him back will help. I don't know. I'm completely torn on this.
I don't think they're going to match the ball against Irvine's pitching.
I can make a case for Vandy. I don't know. I think it's a good pitching matchup. I think if both guys cruise through 5 innings, this is a 1-2, 0-1 type game through 5. And then it'll just be
this game. Yeah. This game, you'll go through 5 innings by the time you're done with the chicken tenders.
Irvine. Yeah.
Best tenders in the league. Yeah. Cal's not good. I'm sorry. They're not a good team.
Well,
I don't know.
Any other matchup you want to talk about?
I did like today in the Keith LeClaire, and I did like ECU. Ethan Norby's kind of struggled. He had a couple bad pitches against UNC, gave up some solo shots. I didn't think he pitched horrible. I just think the offense didn't step up. Clearly, they had no runs, but they've really turned the corner since Saturday, and I think they have something to prove. And I think Ethan Norby's going to have an absolute gem of a start against a Rutgers offense that I'm not overly high about. I think it was a one-off against Brett Renfro. Ethan Norby is head and shoulders better than Renfro, in my opinion. So I think that's a great – I think I parlayed ECU and UVA, but you could do Troy. I like Troy. I like Oklahoma today in a heavy favorites parlay. I think that's about it. I felt like the lines were overpriced. I like Auburn.
Wow.
I like Auburn a lot.
Kentucky.
I don't have any feel on that Indiana team. I don't know how to judge that team.
Site has an 8-4.
I don't know anything about West Kentucky.
I love Western Kentucky's baseball logo.
It's the best. It's just so college. You know what it is? It's like a minor league team logo. I love it.
Look at how good Marciano. I know I said earlier I was going to talk about him. Yeah. He's got a negative 156 Sierra right now. I know that's not sustainable, but
sure.
0.82 ERA, striking out 56%, no walks. Are you kidding me? This dude looks like a real deal.
Get the old State of Alabama parlay plus 125, Troy Auburn money line.
Now we're getting creative.
Got to keep it in state. In-state tuition. That's what we're going to call that.
2 of USC NT's 4 starters was Norby and Renfro.
National team.
Oh, yeah, college national team. Marciano is a dog. Indiana line went from 200 to minus 105 like an hour ago. Thank you. Website looks good. It's only going to get better because we're implementing all the stats too.
Yeah.
So hopefully Nick finishes that up next week and we'll have it kind of like the matchup previews were for the ones I was doing by hand.
Can Mississippi State just allow these 2 runs to come in and take a 7-3 win so everybody goes home happy? Come on. No, there's no other game. I did like your question week 1. I think you did it week 2. What is a minus 220 to 250 team that you're nervous about today?
I'll give you a better one. I'll give you one that's minus 920.
910. Yeah. That's it. That's a 5-star
Razorbacks. I'm not kidding.
I would be nervous.
We just saw them. They were minus 1,000 versus Arkansas State on Tuesday.
It's a crazy line, but man, that's so hard to fade Gackle against UTA.
But you also don't know who all's going to be out with the flu. Like Camden Kojal was on the original lineup.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't go Wednesday.
Minus 1050 now.
They all have the flu. I don't know who is actually going to be out there.
Run line's 5.5.
See,
you got to take UT Arlington, right?
I think that's asinine.
Plus 5.5 is minus 130.
UT Arlington put up 9 runs in the first inning against TCU.
For sure.
Bucket said Vandy. Crutch said, what if Ricky Ojeda has a big night? I don't know if it's Ojeda or Hansen.
Yeah, I haven't.
That armadillo shaking my head.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
Either one, though, I think they're interchangeable at this point. They have what Florida wishes they had. It's 2 aces.
I'll give my pick. Wow, you gave a minus 1,050. I think that's fair. UC Santa Barbara against Utah. I mean, I think Santa Barbara wins the game, but it's going to be tight, right? Like Friday night Utah guys, stud. Santa Barbara, stud.
Bucket, did you fall on your keyboard?
Yeah.
What is that? I'm going to say
it's supposed to be A&M. Yeah. Santa Barbara losing to Utah wouldn't be the overly surprising thing because I don't think Santa Barbara's offense is that electric.
And
they're minus 230.
McAnally is good.
A monster. Yeah. That would be my pick.
Should be fun. I'm excited. I hate, though, that like all these games are starting right now and it's 11:30 in Las Vegas. Like football is bad because the what is usually an 11 a.m. game for me is 9. It's like I've got to drink my coffee at 7 and then get an energy drink at 11, which is what I've had to do. Yeah, it's tough. But I'm about to head over to the Aviators ballpark and I'll do a chicken tender review.
That was your highest last season.
Do what?
That was your highest last season.
Yeah, but I don't think anything is beating Golden Chick.
That's the Globe Life?
Yeah. I typed that.
Yeah, we knew.
I thought maybe you had a stroke and we needed to send somebody to do a welfare check on Bucky.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. Sorry if I'm dragging a little bit. It is Las Vegas, but again, thank you for tuning in. collegebaseballinsiders.com. Get all the free pitching, stats, everything. We'll be there next week. And as always, join the clubhouse and support us, please. Thank you for everything. Y'all have a great weekend.